the fight excites me, and definitely just gonna cook the beef finally.
This one's sick, and one meat boy that might get both these guys close to a title shot. Probably not next, but in the imminent conversation. So Adrian Yanez is looking to rebound from his first UFC loss, and that was earlier this year. And to be honest, he got pretty much smoked by Rob Font. He got finished in the first round, and it was a fight that he just really absorbed a lot of damage early and often, and Rob Font was able to put him away quite early. And we know Rob Font as not necessarily the most lethal finisher, despite having some killer boxing nonetheless, but a little bit concerning from my end for the Yanez backers. But it's tough to ignore all the amazing things he did prior to that Font dismantling. I mean, this dude won 10 straight fights, picked up some beautiful finishes in the UFC against Tony Kelly, which you love to see, beat Randy Costa, the Zohan, sent him to Gamebred FC, and Gustavo Lopez got smoked as well. And there was even a fight of the night split decision win over dangerous Davy Grant in between there as well. And Davy Grant's always a tough dude as well. So in this one, he's taking on our boy Dragon, Jonathan Martinez, who, don't look now, but he's won 5 straight. And a similar opponent was his last loss. Davy Grant was able to finish Martinez. So for Yanez to be able to then beat Davy Grant, maybe that gives him some confidence. But when you start doing too much MMA math, you know usually where you're going to end up. So in this one, meat boy, it's a true pick'em. Do you see some good value for Dragon Martinez to pick up his 6th in a row and really just make another statement? Because most recently he did that against Said Nurmagomedov in a fight where a lot of people saw that last name and they ran away from Jonathan. But you and I were all over that one, and the sharp money happened to be on the Dragon in that one. So is the smart money on the Dragon in this one too, or is Yanez coming back with a point to prove and Martinez is the guy in his way? Who you taking?
Yeah, this is a very close fight, fun fight, but I think Martinez is going to dismantle him. His calf kicks, his all-around, MMA ability. Giannis is just a boxer. Like, you don't really see much beyond the one-dimensional fist, which he's got nice hands, but I think Jonathan Martinez has just as nice, if not better, and he's mixing in knees, elbows, kicks, unlike Adrian Yanez, unfortunately. So I think Jonathan Martinez is going to dismantle this kid, put him maybe even with his buddy Zohan over at BKF Gamebred FC, and I think this is going to be a one-sided mauling. Very surprised to see how even this is on the odds.
Yeah, I was surprised by the odds as well, and Tapology is close too, so maybe we're sort of putting too much stock into that Yanez last performance. Maybe he isn't necessarily bound for BKGBFC, but nonetheless, if we look at Tapology, meat boy, 48%, it's basically half and half. 48% roll with Yanez, 52 meanwhile roll with Martinez, and if you look at the Yanez backers, there's a lot of brown. There's a solid 76.2% of the brown for the KO, so if Yanez is able to pick up a victory in this one, do you see by finish being his best pathway? Do you see a world where Yanez can win a decision? Is it KO or bust? Because for me, I'm a little bit surprised by all that brown.
Honestly, yeah, I think it is KO or bust, and I think that's why all that brown is there. But 48% convincing that it's me that brown, I don't know. If it goes decision, I just don't see Yanez winning it. I think Martinez is going to be a little bit better, faster, stronger, just all-around better MMA fighter. But maybe I'm wrong, and Yanez throws an absolute meat bomb and sends Dragon into the shadow realm.
Yeah, perhaps, and it's just tough to pick against Martinez for me, just given what we've seen lately. But the last time he had a hiccup was when you and I were pretty bullish on him against Dangerous Davy, and in that fight, Dragon Martinez looked half asleep. He ended up getting slept as a result, but since then he's rifled off 5 straight, and his only other UFC losses, he lost his debut against Andre Soccermom, which is kind of a confusing fight in truth, but the other loss was to Andre Ewell, and it was a split decision, and you've heard me mention this before, but it was one of the worst decisions we've seen in MMA history. That was a fight that Andre Ewell had no business winning, but somehow the judges gave him that split. So for me, on Martinez's record, it's basically just the one bad loss to Soccer Mom, and then that KO finish when he slept walk up against Davy Grant. So in this one, I'm taking Martinez just based on what we've seen most recently. If, though, he comes into this one not all there mentally, then maybe Yanez does find a way to get back on track, because this was a guy in Yanez who everyone was kind of singing his praises as a future champ. His cards were kind of through the roof at one point, and you really sort of feel bad for those Yanez bag holders currently. But this is a guy with a lot of hype at one point, so maybe he's able to get this one done. But I'm taking Martinez. I'm going to take him by third round finish. I love that you mentioned the leg kicks. Yanez is a guy with some very crisp boxing, but Martinez can really mix it up. And if he's able to chop away at those legs, then to me it seems like Yanez is fleet of foot and his ability to use that footwork to his advantage to get his strikes going might not work out because Martinez is going to really chop those legs off. And in so doing, I like him to pick up a late finish in this one. So Martinez KO, Meat Boy is probably going to be sitting around plus 600. I like the value there. Think Martinez can get a finish?
Yeah, he definitely can get a finish. I think he can get it wherever he wants to. Decision, submission, KO. It'll be very interesting to see what this actually ends, though. I really don't know. Should be a banger fight. Don't know how much we take and why. And how do you see the outcome and winning method?